This is a video response to Trisha Hirschberger's Naked Truth. Every week she has us talk about a topic that she chooses and as naked as possible, and which help us to be as honest as possible regarding whatever topic that she chooses to have us talk about. And this particular week, on the pending hinges of the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice movie, she wants us to talk about whether we're on Team Batman or Team Superman. And based on that, I'll let you guys guess which one that I'm in favor of. Just in general, the mystique of Batman and Bruce Wayne just always has captured me in terms of the imagination of what goes on. Even with the campy 70s Adam West series, and you get different iterations of whether it's a silly comedic kind of Batman versus more later on the evolution of the more darker versions of the Batman. And that's something that has just evolved in time. Whereas, and so you get more iterations of different types of Batman. Superman has always been the true blue superhero fighting for peace, justice, and the American way, and dealing with those particular type situations, which is great if that's what you're into. Just my personal opinion, there seems to be more flexibility with who Bruce Wayne is and who Batman is, depending on what era you're looking at and what can be done with the Batman. Who Bruce Wayne is, while the origins are mostly almost always the same. Parents get killed by thugs. Batman, as a kid, gets traumatized by bats also, and decides to use the bats to put fear in the hearts of his villains. You all know this already, so I don't need to talk to you guys about that. But not only is the psyche of the emotional trauma that Bruce Wayne has to go through, what really draws me in, not just for Bruce Wayne, is the villains. I think there's a lot more intriguing villains in the Batman Chronicles. It seems like he has multiple nemesis. I'm guessing that's a multiple for nemesis. And whether it's the Riddler, who tries to fry Batman's brain with various death trap riddles, or various themed crimes of the Penguin and Mr. Freeze, or whether it's his number one arch villain, the Joker. They each have their own particular psychosis that manifests in their own way, and they each go about their business in these particular. And nowadays, we also have the likes of Deathstroke, who are a lot more darker, murderous villains that the Batman has to face, the Mask, etc. And just in general, I just like the darkness of the villains more than the other camp of the Superman. Superman's main number one arch nemesis is a human being, Lex Luthor. And I mean, while he has other opponents like Bizarro, and he's got or Darkseid that test the might of the Superman. A lot of them don't really test the fortitude and morals of Superman himself. He gets into situations, where he has to save hostages and whatnot, and always makes the moral decision, regardless of odds. Batman, however, is able to take even the darkest situations and make some small victory, whether it's up against Ra's al Ghul, who is practically immortal. And both Superman and Batman have had goings against Randall Savage, whatnot. Even just put against each other. I mean, yes, there are multiple times where if Batman has the preparation, he whips out Kryptonite. He has other situations where he brings out against Superman. But just in terms of storytelling, I mean, you've got The Dark Knight Returns. That's a great series where you see Batman and Superman fight. Justice League, they have animated movie. And or I don't know. Wait, no, sorry, not an animated movie, but basically, for the Justice League series, Batman basically has this plan to take down all the Leaguers. He doesn't do it himself, but basically his plan is enacted, and Superman says to Batman, "What was the plan for?" Again, if Batman goes rogue and Batman says, "You guys are." So, I mean, in a way, I mean, they each have like checks and balances to balance each other out in terms of what can be done in terms of fighting or thinking. But I mean, you see a lot with where Batman uh, fights against various opponents, like I was saying, Ra's al Ghul. I mean, various fan sites. Machinima would say that Batman can take down opponents such as Deadpool, for instance, who's practically immortal in his own way, in his own insane fashion. So if he can take down a regenerating, crazy, super anti-hero, I'm sure that he can find ways to improvise to take down other opponents. However, other sites such as Screw Attack say that opponents not as immortal, say like Spider-Man, who has super reflexes and intuitive sense, a spider sense, can take down the Batman just from the speed and from his intuitiveness. So, I mean, it really is if you go, of course, if you go power to power, yeah, Superman's gonna destroy really any person. So that goes without saying. But I mean, I think in the end, just overall, if any of this rambling means anything, just that I really enjoy the Batman series in general. Whether it's the Batman animated series or, like I was saying, Adam West TV show. The only one that I didn't really care much for was the Batman Brave and the Bold, but that's my personal opinion. I like the animated movies, The Dark Knight Returns, Batman Bad Blood, which focuses more on the more in the Batman family rather than the Batman himself. But each story just is really interesting to me in terms of what direction it goes. But I think that's going to be it for this particular rambling. Both are great in terms of just in general. One thing I will say is with DC in general, it just seems like DC is able to get more animated, I mean, really interesting animated movies out there, cartoon movies and cartoons in general, while the movies sometimes are hit and miss, kind of like Batman and Robin, or the latest reiteration of the Superman with the Henry Cavill. So I definitely like the cartoons more than some of the movies. There are movies like the Christopher Nolan ones, the latest ones, the Dark Knights, which I enjoyed, and of course my favorite live action person is Michael Keaton. But overall, number one Batman, number one Joker, I'm going to say, of course, has to be Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. But yeah, this time this is really it, because I think this video is going on way too long. I could probably ramble on all day about that. Let me know in the comment section the real question: are you Team Cap or are you Team Iron Man? And I'll talk to you guys later.